So here is my next project. It's a Triumph tt600. On the pictures I weren't keen on some of this carbon stuff, but it actually looks really good up close. Currently there's no battery power at all to it. It's got a great exhaust, it's going to sound amazing. I don't know if it's road legal. It's got no major damage, although at the moment I'm not sure it starts. I'm going to go up to the garage, get some jump leads, hook it to my fan and see if that boosts it. You might hear it for the first time or not. So the first thing I can tell you about this Triumph tt600 is it is so light. Now I know that they have extra light wheels. This bike was designed to compete with the Japanese market. Triumph wanted to bring out a bike that could do what the the Japanese bikes did, Kawasaki and so on. So they brought out a fuel injection, extra light wheels on there, which normally you pay extra for. But when I sit on this bike and push it, my god, it's light. All I'm doing now is going to hook up the leads to this battery in here in my fan, and we're going to see what kind of power it offers. The key has an alarm fob on it, a genuine Triumph one. I have no idea if that's working or not. At the moment I put the key in and we get nothing at all. So this battery is very dead. I assume it's under the seat. I already loosened that earlier. There you go. Oh, what have we got? Oh no, spare parts. Spare parts means they might not have been fitted. What's this? I don't like finding spare parts. Indicators. God, cheap LED indicators. Blue and all. Are they already LED? Yeah, they are. They're so tacky. If these originals work, well, these aftermarket LEDs work, they'll definitely be staying on. Toolkit, that's good. I might need to whack this battery off to charge it, if there's something in there that does that. I can't see an alarm, although the fob has one. That could be an alarm. So for now I'll hook it up and we'll see what's happening. So the second I hooked up the alarm, the alarm went off. So the alarm's working. And doing something. I'm not sure this battery will be strong enough to start it. This battery's quite a weak one generally for that old girl over there. Let's see what we've got on the dash. Okay. Something's on. So as always, we'll do some basic checks. Let's do horn. It has a horn. Let's do left indicator. It's got that. Let's do a right indicator. Good. And good. Let's do brake light. I can't even see actually. I'm gonna have to look on my phone after. Oh, I don't know if there's any sign of a brake light there. Rear brake light. The rear one works. Front one doesn't at this stage. That will need a switch. And I should quickly check the oil before, just in case it's dry. You never know with these bikes. Okay, there's oil in it. Oh, it's spanking. That's brand new. Look at that oil. That's been changed recently, and it's definitely oil. So that's good. I'm going to crank it over. Let's see if we get anything at all. No choke for now. Let's just see. Oh, it doesn't even have a choke. Nothing. See that? Nothing. I can hear the solenoid clicking, but no actual turnover. I wonder if there's a clutch in. Right, there's a clutch switch. Okay, so not bad. Let me try that again, firing it up. Sorry, I'm trying to hold my phone. Press the button. Being no choke, it's just about waiting and letting it warm up. Alright, I'm going to see if I can get this to warm up, and then if it idles, I'll come back. So it needed a little bit of throttle, but it has started. Nice sound to it. Split the throttle. In a minute I'll jump on it and see if it selects gears, see if the brakes work. I can't see any damage on this bike at all at this stage. Oh, there's a cover for there actually, I just noticed that. Otherwise there's no sign of any drop at all. The exhaust is immaculate. Look, the edges aren't wrecked or ripped. The panels are great. So far, this looks like a good buy. These ultra lightweight wheels. I actually can't wait to get this out and try it. That's what I'm going to do. I'll get it out, I'll park it up at my garage, and then I'll let you know some goods, some bads, and what we need to do. So, actually, during that test, it entered limp mode, as if it was only running on 2 cylinders. It was fine because you can trickle it home, but there's no revs. I'm sure that's because this battery's dead. You know, if a battery's really low, then chucking it on a charger and hoping it will charge itself is high hopes. Actually, you need to boost it properly, which I'm going to do now. I'm going to take this battery off and I'm going to throw it on my proper charger. Brakes are good. Front brakes a bit spongy. I've never seen a brake like this, but I guess it's similar to others. It's got the reservoir, which I'll need to check. You can hear the alarm system. It's a bit of a pain. That's because the battery's low. So front brake needs looking at. It could need bleeding, it could need pads. It's got a great brake system on it, twin disc, 4-pot caliper on each one actually. The bike's very light, it's extremely light. It's one of the lightest 600s I've ever been on, and I've been on, you know, lots. So again, I think that's down to the wheels and the frame, and they wanted to make a light bike. So the front brakes need just that little bit. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't touch the handlebar, and that's the MOT requirement, that it doesn't touch the handlebar on pressure. That's about it really. This fuel cap is a racing one for quick fuel. I don't know if that will pass an MOT. It might need to be an original and have a lock on it. Otherwise it's in quite good nick. I hate these stickers that can come straight off. That can come off, although there's a crack under there. I actually might be able to sand that down. I'll take that off, sand that down because it's already been fixed, polish that overspill off, and you know, this is a basic silver. I should be able to match that fairly easily. It needs a good clean, it's got webs everywhere, but at this stage it's looking alright. The oil is brand new, you can see that. I'm hoping the kind of limp home mode wasn't a coil problem. It could be a coil problem, could be a spark plug problem. I think it was just low battery. The stator can't completely run everything on these bikes. The battery does some of the work. But yeah, this is the bike. I don't like this seat, but it's there for a reason. It's extra grip. I'm not keen on all of this carbon, but there's so much on the bike that it's worth keeping. I'll try my product on this Chinese scuff here. That should be fine. I've changed my mind. I think it has had a light fall on this side, although it doesn't show it much here or here. And the exhaust, it doesn't really show it. Doesn't really show it here, here, or here. However, this panel, I mean, there's been some paintwork there or something. I don't know what's happened there. And there's just some light scratches. To be fair, it could have just slid up against the car or something rather than bottomed out. So that's where we are at this stage. I'm going to whack the battery off, get it on charge, and then we'll know properly if the battery's okay or if we need a new one, and if the bike runs okay with a good battery, or if it needs looking at. The light that came on was this one, which is the general light for, you know, some sort of repair really. Definitely linked to the battery, I'm sure, but we'll soon find out.